You and I were very fortunate because we had both the experience and the pleasure of doing television in the golden age where everything was live.
Oh, and the great part about it was you could never stop. And wonderful stories. Can you tell a story about the vault and the $1 Million movie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the station manager's favorite. He loved this show, the $1 Million movie. The movies were terrible, but we had a vault to make them look better. Terrible movies like Butch Minds the Baby. That was a biggie, all right? That was our big one.
Oh, winner.
And we had this vault every night, 11:25, the knob would turn, and the door would open. I'd walk in, select the movie, walk out, give it to a guy. In 2 seconds, it's already rigged up and running. So one night, the guys, just to do something, we thought no one was watching, they closed the door on me. This big, giant door closed. Now, everybody thought the vault was real. So did the station manager. He wanted them to think that. So I didn't know what to do. I just walked around the side of the set and walked out. I said, here's the station manager on the phone. Get me McMahon on the phone immediately.
You've exposed the cardboard vault. Now, I used to do the late-night wrestling matches in Philadelphia. Yeah, the first half was sponsored by a beer company, and there were 4 of us in the studio in the middle of the night. Nobody in the whole station, the 3 guys and the cameras and so forth. And they would deliver cases and cases of beer. Now, in those days, we drank the beer on camera, as you recall.
You didn't drink.
You have me confused with Pat Boone. Yes,
That's
I mean, we would imbibe slightly. But I must tell you, in all honesty, I was stone cold sober. Second half of the wrestling match is sponsored by Ritter Finance Company with 15 conveniently located offices in the Philadelphia area. And I look right into the camera, big as life, and I say, you folks up there in Frankfurt. I did not say folks.
You didn't say...
I said the unmentionable.
The word. The word.
4 people lay down in the studio. Let me hang out to dry. Millions of people all over the Delaware Valley saying, did he say that really? But, you know, the great thing about live commercials, we've done so many of them. All of these coming up now, keep in mind, we're done live. First, Art James.
It's good as gold for growing youngsters any time at all. And you know, Peter Pan is made to stay good as gold, fresh and moist, any time at all, from the first big swoop off the top of the jar right down to the last little bit at the bottom. So for happy young faces, at all times, make sure you've got Peter Pan peanut butter on hand at good times, all times. Or do you?
There were 2 or 3 rehearsals to the commercial, and in dropping the knife into the jar, I suppose it weakened the bottom of the jar. That's my only explanation.
It's great peanut butter. The jar is something else, I tell you. Buy some Peter Pan peanut butter, will you? Oh, my mother told me there'd be days like this.
Well, the audience was with me every step of the way. They were feeling for me, rooting for me. I knew that. I wish I could say the same for the peanut butter jar.
I can't believe it. Do you remember that classic we had? It was one of our earlier shows where June Graham couldn't get the refrigerator door.
Oh, yes.
I mean, and that is one that people still talk about. Now, the blooper on top of the blooper was, everybody thought that was Betty Furness, but we went to find June Graham, got a hold of her in New York to straighten this whole thing out and tell us what happened.
What happened physiologically was that a lady in the cast dropped a line, and which meant she forgot what she was going to say, and the director came out of the control room, which was situated behind where we were doing the commercial, and in his effort to get out there in that short time, kicked the plug out. Now, the plug was the thing that made the refrigerator door open because it worked electronic. Some people call this a blooper. I say that it was a first network improvisation. Because something actually happened. Not only did it happen, but the people out watching it saw it one way a little differently than I did. I've had several people come up and say to me, do you remember the night Betty Furness couldn't get the refrigerator door open? Because people say, well, how did Betty Furness get in this? Well, Betty Furness got in it because Betty Furness was the spokeswoman for Westinghouse Studio One. I was just standing in.
When you own this wonderful new Westinghouse refrigerator, it always keeps itself frost-free.
Nothing I could say could convince them that they hadn't seen what they believed.
Yes. You're playing games. Well, ordinarily, it's completely automatic. There's never anything that you have to do. And the secret is inside here. Yes. You've left off the current. At any rate, inside, there is a magic counterweight, and it's the sign of the frost-free system. You never have to worry about it. You never have to touch it. You never have to defrost the freezer or the refrigerator. And here's why. You see, there's a little magic counter button up here. And every time you open and close the door, a small amount of frost enters by the warm, moist air. And when the door has been opened and closed enough times, that is about 60 times, well, the magic counter button sends a signal that starts the frost-free system to work. The door opens completely automatically.
Open automatically.
The great thing about live is you couldn't stop. You had to keep going. Now, talking about live television, Ed, did you not bring along for this special occasion some commercials from your friend, Johnny Carson?
Yeah, but I'm a little kind of afraid to show them.
How's that?
Well, I've got hyopia.
Hmm?
Hyopia.
What's that?
That's a fear of being fired from saying, hi-oh.
Come on, you got to live dangerously.
Okay. All right, now remember that Johnny Carson not had any time to rehearse these things, and he'd never met these girls before. This is the first time he's ever seen it, okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Hello there.
Hi.
This is a Delta faucet, isn't it?
Delta faucet, yes. Do you want to hold this?
Yeah, can I hold it?
Okay,
This
sure.
is called a Delta faucet. Do you know much of your name is?
Casey.
Casey.
Yeah.
Now be honest, do you really know much about Delta faucets?
Well, I know that you can turn them on.
I'm not going to ask how you turn on a faucet. I love you, I love you. Of course, you buy a dinner first and you take it out. Anyway.
Hi.
Your name is Barbara, right?
Yes.
How are you, Barbara?
I'm very well, thank
Nice
you.
little frock.
Can I have a shower steamer massage for you?
A shower steamer massage
Or a
for
steam
me.
shower.
Or a steamer shower. Have you used this?
I highly recommend them.
What does it do for you? I mean,
Makes you feel good.
oh, we should give this an old tryout soon. Okay, thank you, Barbara. That's very sweet of you.
Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Janet. How are you?
Fine.
Is that it?
That's it.
You're looking fine. Give me a little hat. That is all Janet has ever given me. A little hat. Anyway, I suppose this has to do with our new sponsor, right?
Yes, it does.
And we would like to welcome our newest sponsor, Napa. And when the name is Napa, the standard is quality.
Here's Johnny back in the days when men had ears.
Stay Puft Laundry Rinse really does make your ironing lots easier and faster. In fact, a wash that's been rinsed with Stay Puft dries so soft, so smooth, and wrinkle-free that many items won't need ironing at all. Now, take this sheet right here, for example. Now, here you have, that's softer than a pile of wet road apples, I want to tell you. There is a soft son of a... That's soft.
Well, Dick, that's about all there is when it comes to commercial bloopers.
That's right. We've seen every single commercial blooper ever made. There can't be any more in existence.
When it comes to commercial bloopers, we've clearly done them all.
Right.
Wrong, Clydesdale Breath and Fountain of Youth Face. There are more. Folks, here's Dick and Ed.
Whose voice was that?
It's me.
I'm stumped. Everyone wants to look younger these days. Here's a new moisturizer out that really works. Use it.
Hi, Dick Clark here with a double music bonus. With this announcement from the Columbia Record and Tape Club, you can live, you.
Feathers, velvet,
You could win a $5,000 weekend in New York. And with Goody's Miss Teenage America collection, you can feel like a Miss Teenage America. You want to arm wrestle?
Our pony knows what's in Alpo Beef Chunks dinner, too. Real beef. The beef that dogs naturally love. Except now.
You can fly anywhere at an unbelievably low cost. Just go to...
Hollywood Federal is joined with Super X drugstores to provide you with a new service.
Now look at the girl in the background. She's reading right along with Ed. Can you believe it?
Guarantee your personal checks. Imagine 5.25% interest on your balance with your funds available 7 days a week. And it's free. Hollywood Federal and Super X, making the things you need easier to get.
You know, I've seen a lot of styles come and go, but when something is really good, it lasts. Like close-up toothpaste. Close-up's been around for a long time now. I'm sure it'll be around long after tomorrow's fashions have gone to hell and gone. It was fun.
Right.
Thank you.
Dick, rather. My voice. Dick.
You're losing your
I don't
voice
know
at
about
this
you,
thing.
but I had a great time this evening.
Ed, it was a pleasure being with you again.
We'd like to thank everybody who appeared on our show, our guests, and all those talented performers who make commercials one of America's great art forms.
And finally, and perhaps most importantly of all, we want to thank the sponsors and their
Those
advertising.
wonderful, wonderful people.
Yes, and the advertising
Yes.
agencies. Really, you don't understand, it takes a great sense of humor to let us do this sort of thing. Let us show the bloopers, and we'd like you to think of them when you go shopping.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Edward.
Yeah, okay.
Good night.
Coming up, Daisy meets the man of her dreams. Will he betray her? The dramatic conclusion of Judith Krantz' Princess Daisy next. Tomorrow night, right after the A-Team and Remington Steele. Will the pitcher throw the big game away on Bay City Blues? And there are only 13 days left until Kennedy, a national experience. Be there.